Hey everybody, this is Zach. I am here with Michael this morning. We just helped him purchase a home up in Evergreen and sold his home in Denver. And I just wanted to have him on quickly today to talk about his experience with us. So thanks for making some time for me today, Michael. Appreciate you being here. And just the first question I always like to ask is where you were when we met on your home buy and sell journey.
So I was actually, already signed with another real estate agent, and I had received an email about my home value, which there was a pretty clear discrepancy between what the agent I was contracted with to represent me had communicated my home was worth and what the email from the Zaleski group from Zach communicated my home was worth. So I wanted to meet with you and find out how you were getting that number. And then from there, you did a pretty in-depth analysis of all the the comps, and just kind of broke down how you came to that number, which was like $100,000 more than the agent advised me to list the house. So yeah, I was pretty happy about that.
Yeah. Obviously that makes a huge difference, especially when you're moving up and getting into a different house. $100,000 can be, a make it or break it kind of number for sure. Making a move like that.
Absolutely.
So, what would you say made you happiest about working with me and my team throughout the process of selling your house and buying your house and getting through that whole process?
I'd say overall what made me happiest was the guidance throughout the negotiation process, and I guess the advice on both sides, the buying side and the selling side, in terms of where to come in, just some of the negotiating terms, I'd say.
Gotcha.
And then obviously the price point that we came to, that we decided on putting the former property on the market, and then having that come to fruition with 3 offers in one weekend when we left town. I mean, I think all of those things together just really spoke to your experience with the market and really kind of knowing how to price things and maximize, what we were trying to get for the home from a dollar or revenue standpoint.
Yeah. And I mean, we actually ended up quite a bit higher than what we had listed it at. So, yeah, that was kind of a surprise.
Yeah, it was a good surprise.
Right. So, and then I mean, I mentioned it before, but we basically have done 2 deals together. I helped you sell and I helped you buy. And that's the extent of our experience so far together. But hopefully we'll have many more deals together, and I'll get to help some of your friends like that I met the other night. So interesting group of guys.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
So then just the last thing I want to ask you is if, I interview with a lot of people. I kind of do a lot of cold leads and things like that. That's sort of how we connected. If you were to meet somebody that was kind of starting out like you were and had just met me and kind of had an initial conversation with me and was on the fence about who they were going to be going with, what would you tell that person if you were to talk to them about why they ought to run with me as opposed to somebody else?
That's pretty easy. I would suggest they sit down with you or allow you to come into their house to do a thorough analysis of the property and then put together your comp analysis document to provide them with a very accurate dollar figure that you feel you would be able to get in whatever market they live in, because that's kind of where your experience shined through, was the fact that I already was under contract or working with somebody else, and you were able to summarize and put together pretty solid supporting evidence to show that, hey, this is where we could list the house, and then then we got 2 offers, $40,000 over that, and end up closing $20,000 over asking. So I would say that is the biggest win. And just based off my interaction with the other realtor or several other realtors, I've had experience with multiple realtors, and I think with your background being an appraiser, really kind of separates you from the other agents, and being able to identify value in the market and certain qualities or characteristics of a home that would provide supporting evidence that this is what the property is worth, this is where you should list it. And then, just having the experience to negotiate and see the deal through. That's what I would say to somebody else.
And obviously that's a huge deal from a planning perspective, knowing that you're actually going to get what somebody's telling you, and it's not this sort of pie in the sky number. And we talked about that quite a bit, because you were, I think probably a little bit shocked at where I was coming in versus what you had initially been told, because it was such a big difference. But I think, having that confidence in somebody like me who's got a little bit more depth and background than most of the other agents out there, and having that confidence to actually land you that number so that you know what you can do on the other side of the transaction. So,
Exactly.
I didn't pay Michael at all to say any of those nice things. He actually paid me. So I appreciate everything, Michael, and thank you for your time this morning.
Absolutely. And just so I felt like me having this Zoom call in this room so you could see the backdrop on the type of property that you'd be able to get working with Zach. I like doing Zoom calls in here.
Yeah.
people do a double take. Yeah, look at those 20-foot vaulted ceilings in there. They sure are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a pleasure working with you, Zach. I recommend you that to any of my friends that were looking to buy or sell a home.
Well, thanks again, Michael. Appreciate your time this morning.
You got it.